Let's go.
Let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go.
Figgy, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rockett, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go in the jacuzzi, smoking threats. I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it. I don't need you. Spent 50 racks in cash, but it's all good. I got my visa. This rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto, Nikeisha. I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers. These Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go. I'm knocking them down, back to back in the row. He beat it to one, but they already know. So all of my chains go put on the show.
Giving up gins, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. I need to back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10-toe down on the pavement. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone who still considers the Astros cheaters?
Caught a plane out to Cleveland late last evening. You lying around playing Eminem in your car, you and your old lady?
Yeah. Gotta get it popping off right, man, with the Gucci and Cleveland late last evening. I'm still not tired of that shit, man. That shit's still funny to me.
Caught a plane out to Cleveland late last evening.
Speaking of Cleveland, we had a great guest on just now. We had Garyon Conley join us for the podcast, Ohio State Buckeye, of course, and former Texans player as well. So make sure y'all check out that interview. Really entertaining. Very, very, he's a very real dude. I'll put it like that. He speaks honestly and openly, and it was a great interview. So make sure y'all check that out. But yeah, we back at it, man. Back for another week of fuckery and speculation and just kicking the shit, talking about with y'all about whatever happened this week, sports and otherwise, and hip hop and music and all that shit. So we back at it with another exciting episode of Gems and Juice. Figgy, I see you look like you just came from the garage or something, man. What, you a mechanic now? I know you got like 5 jobs. Are you a mechanic too?
Yeah, I was working on the carburetor. So this is a turkey leg hut shirt.
Okay.
So shout out to was it Lynn? Yeah, shout out to Lynn who owned Turkey Leg Hut. He's a big car guy. And he's if you ride past Turkey Leg Hut, you see all of his cars sitting in front, just sitting there. Which is crazy because you know how some people collect shoes and some people collect cards and baseball cards, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
This motherfucker collect cars, like actual cars, and he bring them all out in front of Turkey Leg Hut. So when you ride past, you can see all of them all red, and he got the Turkey Leg Hut symbol on the rims and all that stuff. So it's he for real with it, and I think he doing the I want to say he's doing a car show with Rick Ross.
Okay.
So he's collabing with that. But so these shirts are like mechanic car shirts, like type of style to it.
Okay.
So it got something on the back too.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. Ironically, it got like I guess he did a car show with DJ Envy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on. This is the
they got beef now, don't they? That's funny.
Yeah, him and Rick Ross.
Yeah,
got beef. So, Lynn from Turkey Leg Hut is doing a car show with Rick Ross. So
that's hilarious.
So
what? Have you been keeping up? Because once I saw DJ Envy and Rick Ross got beef, I just skipped past it. I didn't really care. But do you even know what that's about? Like, what are they beefing about?
So it started. It was a weird. It might be some more stuff behind the scenes, but it originally started when Rick Ross was on Drink Champs,
Mm-hmm.
and they was talking about the car shows, Rick Ross car show, and I want to say Nori brung up DJ's Envy, got a car show too, da 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 da, and Rick Ross kind of little man him, like, oh yeah, that's a little car show. He kind of did one of those. It was like a little shot. And then DJ Envy seen that shot and went back at him with it. And then they just started going back and forth, man. Like Ross was going on social media, pretty much clowning him and all this other stuff, calling him DJ Envious. And then DJ Envy did a show with a cop uniform on and all that stuff. And it got a little disrespectful when DJ Envy not DJ Envy, but Rick Ross brung up DJ Envy kids and wife. And it was a little too much, but he was pretty much saying like, yeah, I'm gonna have your kids clean my pool over there. He was like showing the back of his house, like, yeah, and your wife gonna clean my tennis racket. And he was just kind of doing that type of stuff. So I think it actually got pretty serious. I don't think they was like joking around. I think it actually got pretty serious, but they was using their platforms going back and forth. So it was kind of strange, man.
Yeah, that's one of them random beefs. Is like, okay, DJ
Yeah.
Envy and Rick Ross don't move the needle for me, man. I just don't care.
Yeah, because it started. So they was originally going back and forth about who car show was better. Which I mean, that could have been planned out where they trying to, they eventually gonna come together and do a big car show together. But I don't think that's the case, man. Like DJ Envy saying, yeah, I charge $20 and all my proceeds goes to this and that. And how many cars you got at yours, Ross? And it was just going back and forth like that. But then Ross kind of got a little disrespectful, and then Envy started doing the police suit and all this other shit. So I don't know, man. I ain't think they was gonna be beefing over that, man. But
I guess car shows are serious now, man. I guess Paul Wall stayed out of that though. I mean, he's done car shows himself, but yeah, I don't know what to say. I just don't care. It's like whatever, man.
yeah.
Miguel says Ross crossed the line. You can't bring up the family. Yeah. But that's just how people beef now. After story of Adidon, there's no more rules and beef no more, man.
Yeah.
Anything's fair game.
Did you know last week was the 5th year anniversary when that
I
dropped?
saw that. I was really thinking, man, because I feel like that was the last time hip hop was really exciting. Because I remember where I was when I first heard that, and it was like the edited DJ Funk Master Flex. Funk Master Flex was back in his 96 bag when that shit dropped, man. He was playing.
Over for you, Drake. It's over for you, Drake.
It took him like an hour to play that whole disc, and
that's called motherfucking pause, nigga. You know nothing about that.
That dog, it took him like an hour to play the damn song, and that was the last time hip hop felt like hip hop, man.
Yeah.
Like, ever since then, it's been kind of boring, man. Like there's nothing like that had us this hype. That's the closest, because I was never like, even though I was around for Nas and Jay-Z, it didn't really hit us the same, man.
Yeah, it was a different time too, because Jay-Z dropped the Takeover, and then it was like
months later.
Yeah, damn near a year later.
Yeah.
Then you heard Ether.
And Pusha T dropped that story of Adidon like 4 days after Drake dropped the Duppy freestyle. The entire beef took like a week.
And the crazy part about it, this is how spoiled we are. People thought Pusha T chickened out.
Yes,
he was
because it took him 4 whole days. Wow.
They were just like, oh man, he dropping the ball. Pusha T, where you at? Oh man, he lost or he got scared. I was just like, damn. But it was worth the wait, man.
Dog. He was putting the finishing touches. Maybe he had to clear the sample. I don't know. But yeah, it was, man, like rap just hasn't been the same since then. It just hasn't, man. Like it's honestly boring, dog. Nothing has had me that excited. Like really listening Joe Budden podcast on his prime too. They did the episode responding to Duppy freestyle,
Like
and then
live.
during their podcast, Pusha
Yeah.
T dropped the song,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then their entire mood changed when
Yep.
they heard the Pusha T response.
Yeah.
So, and we talked about it on our podcast. Of course, it was just an exciting time for rap, man. And it's
Yep.
like that. That's what the game's been missing. We need like just something. It don't even have to be beef, just something to get people excited again.
Yeah. And
Just don't
remember
have it
the
anymore.
remember the infamous tweet from Pusha T, like, no, that picture of Drake is not Photoshop. I
Yes.
don't do all that. That's a real picture. I was
Drake
like,
had to make a statement about it. Drake had to make a statement. He said he had to pause the beef and say, hey, that picture was something I did with this photographer. We were talking about the injustices of blah, blah, whatever. Nah, nigga, you put blackface on. That's dog. He had to dig that out the crates because nobody knew that picture was out there.
yeah, nobody. And Drake
so,
been around for a minute.
yes.
And people had beef with Drake and had problems with Drake at one
Yep.
point. So that was wild. And it still boggled me to this day because I think the 5th year anniversary was a couple days ago. It still bothered me to this day when I see people talking about, oh yeah, that was the most forgettable diss record. Like, who goes back to that? Like, do you understand the impact of that diss record,
Yes.
man? Jay Prince had to step in it and stop it. Like, it was like they like, say what you want, man. Look, I ain't got no problem with nobody, but somebody had to throw in the towel, man, because at that point it was like, nah, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was low key scary, man.
Yeah. And it's like, because here's the thing, nobody's career ends because of a diss. Okay. So saying that Drake lost the battle does not mean that Drake became less relevant or stopped selling records or stopped being a good rapper. It don't mean none of that, man. It just means he lost the battle.
Yeah.
Okay. Jay-Z, one of the most successful rappers of all time, if not the most successful rapper of all time, lost the battle. And I'm a Jay-Z fan. Jay-Z lost. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world. Nobody really, like, it didn't stop his success, but he started the battle and he lost.
Yeah,
And
we can't.
Drake took it there and he lost too.
We can't sit here and say that song wasn't nothing and Duppy was better. That's the other thing. People say, "Oh, Duppy was better."
That's the hot
Like,
take now.
Who
Who goes back to listen to Duppy freestyle, man?
Yeah, who is going back listening to Duppy? Ain't nobody going back to that.
Hell
Like,
no,
and
man.
I ain't gonna sit here and I ain't gonna lie and act like I go back to Pusha T this song. But when it pop up on the timeline, I do listen.
Yes.
And I do look at the lyrics because I was looking at the lyrics recently and I'm like, oh, that's what that meant. You know what, when you go back to an old J song
Yep.
and you catch the lyrics, like, oh, that's what that meant. Like, oh shit. And that's what I did recently. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I kind of took it for granted because I got the regular jabs, but it's some under the line shit where you be like, damn, that is crazy. Like when he said, I got the devil flow that sit, and put the I was just like, what? I'm like, what the I ain't catch that at the very beginning, but I'm like, what? I'm like, how can people just say he was just on there gossiping? Like, that's crazy.
It's a rap battle, man. Like, that's the point. You're not
What are you
like
supposed to talk about?
people have their like an imaginary idea of what a rap battle is supposed to be. Even Drake did. Because Drake was like, I study rap battles for a living, and you're not supposed to go there. Dog, what rap battles have you seen where
Yes.
people didn't get personal, people didn't get disrespectful. Everyone I've seen, they've gotten raw with it.
We seen people get knocked out at a rap
Yes.
battle because they got too personal or got too offended.
So anything goes in a rap battle, especially when you're the biggest rapper out, man. They're gonna take any opportunity to knock you down. And look, it worked. Okay. I mean, it didn't impact his career, of course, but it adjusted things. I'll put it like that. It adjusted things for
Yeah,
him.
especially coming off the Meek situation.
Yeah.
'Cause he went back and forth with Meek and obviously made Meek look silly. And now, I think Drake was kind of feeling himself, man. He thought he was gonna do the same thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it didn't work out like that. And and it kind of hit him financially a little bit, but I wouldn't say he lost everything, but
Nah.
it did kind of screw up that Adidas rollout. So he had to switch some things around, but he's fine, man. He's still one of the best artists out here.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, I think that.
And this is the other funny thing too, how people try to say, "Oh, Drake still got more hits," or what hits Pusha T got? It's like it's not even like why are y'all comparing that at this point? Well, don't bring up no record sales, man. Pusha T, no, he ain't in that category. We talking about rap battles, man. We talking about this for this.
That's all it's about, man. If you want to argue it's not even an argument of who's the bigger rapper. Okay. It's not an argument. We all know it's Drake. That's not what we're talking about, man. When you talk about that battle, which was a battle because Drake made a diss record, so he entered the battle and he lost. That's all the conversation. That's the end of it, man. Like even Drake fans got to eat that. It just is what it is. But Drake is fine, okay? Drake will be okay. He's been okay. He can continue to be okay. Pusha T will continue to be okay doing what he does. But that was just a great moment in time, man. And as a neutral observer, like I'm not a super Drake or super Pusha T fan, it was great. The Jay-Z battle hurt because I was a Jay-Z fan, man. So I was like, I gotta admit, Jigga got cooked.
Just imagine hearing that for the first time ever, that fuck Jay-Z. It's just like, oh man, what the fuck is this?
You know, the wild thing is like using the Tupac sample is crazy because Tupac didn't like either of them. He dissed Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah.
But Nas used that sample perfectly. So yeah, it is what it is. Miguel says, what about Eminem and MGK Rap Devil was better? I mean, that was exciting too, but it wasn't Drake and Pusha T.
That was, to me, that was like, because we are Drake and Pusha T fans.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh man, it was kind of like watching your favorite fighters, two best fighters fight. So it's like, oh man. But Eminem and MGK, that's kind of like watching two random white people fight.
Yeah.
Like you ain't got no dog in the fight, and you just like, oh shit, they fight. Oh, you kind of look and eat a little popcorn maybe here and there. But after it's over, it's like, all right, yeah, that was funny. And you just keep going.
And also the MGK diss, like looking back, like he didn't even have the courage to go full like diss mode. Because half the song it felt like he was complimenting Eminem. He was like, I know you the GOAT. You can't call nobody the GOAT if you dissing them, man. I'm sorry. I don't care how you feel about Eminem. If you're gonna make a diss record, you gotta be disrespectful, man. You can't be like, I know you the GOAT. Don't even that shit is weird.
You gotta go Cameron when he went in on Nas.
Yes.
because Cameron talked about this. He was just like, man, Nas was one of my favorite artists. And when he said that shit about us, he was just like, oh man, it hurt me, but we gotta go to war now.
Yeah.
So he ain't say, hey, you was my favorite rapper, but I gotta dish you now. He went. That's when they started talking about smacking koofies and all that.
And his mom and all his dead mom and all this shit, they went far, man. And I think they asked him, I think it was Drink Champ who talked about it. And they asked him like why he went so far and why he made so many records about Nas. And he's like, I thought that's what we had to do because it's Nas. You know, he's like one of the greatest rappers ever. So if he came at us, they didn't want to get Jay-Z basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nas never responded, so it didn't really matter. But
Yeah.
Miguel said, I'm gonna hit y'all with an RC with the Eminem and MGK, an RC.
Great race card.
With the that meant like an RC cola.
Oh,
Robert said on Facebook says, I didn't realize that Ice Cube and Cypress Hill beef got the Mexican cartel wanting to get at Cube. Yeah, that beef was crazy, man. And low key, Ice Cube has been on some fuck shit in his career, dog. Like, because I was rewatching that. It was an episode. It was a part of the Beef series that was on DVD, back in the day. Yeah, and they covered that, and it's like basically Ice Cube was in a session with Cypress Hill, and suddenly Ice Cube made some songs, and he had some bars from songs that Cypress Hill played for him. And so they were like, what the Be Real was like, what the fuck? And shit kept going. So he finally made a diss record. And the funniest part of that beef was Mac 10 and his reaction. He was like, I never met them before. And they was Bloods. But they dissed Q, so I had to diss them. Like, they did ride against my niggas, so I had to ride against them. And it's super funny when you realize that Mac 10 and Cube have fallen out and they haven't talked in 20 years. So, like, that's where your loyalty got you, man.
Yeah.
You got outside looking in.
Damn. I forgot about old Mac 10, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, he was shit, he had a classic with that. What was that song called? I forget, but it was a crazy song.
He had a couple slaps, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a little moment.
A Faux Life, that's right. Faux Life. That shit was hard.
I know the recent song he had was the All I Do is think about fucking you. That song was playing everywhere, man. Like girls was on that song. The girls was playing Mac 10, man.
Yep.
In Cleveland.
Yeah, I kind of miss that West Coast G-Funk era, man, but it is what it is. Anyway, long sidebar there, but we back at it, man. A lot to break down, a lot to talk about. We'll kind of start on more serious note. We got to say some prayers up to ESG. He was involved in he got hurt. I'll say that much. And his leg was amputated. He has some pictures. I mean, look at your own risk because it's very graphic. But his leg was injured, and I believe it was left leg, and he had to have it amputated. So she prayers up for ESG, man. Hope he's doing okay, and I'm gonna reach out to him soon as well. But yeah, just send him some love on his Facebook and Instagram. Make sure y'all let him know he's appreciated. But yeah, he's going through it right now. So yeah, shout out to ESG, man. Anyway, let's talk about, I mean, this is not a new release that's really important. Like we've low-key been pivoting away from the hip-hop part of the podcast just because the game's been kind of, think about it, man, it's almost summer. We almost 6 months into the year, and there's like nothing big. There's no summer anthem.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's the summer anthem? What's
nothing, man?
What's the year anthem so far?
People gonna say like some song from some new female drill rapper that I don't give a shit about. But there's nothing like from a Drake. There's no March Madness. There's no like nothing of that caliber is out right now, man. I don't know what's wrong with people. People scared to drop. I don't know. But there was a song that came out today, man, or yesterday, I believe. It was Gunna is back. Gunna is officially back. And he's not taking this shit lying down, apparently. Okay. He released a new song called Bread and Butter. And he addresses everything, man. He goes in on the snitching stuff, on the snitching claims. He said he never gave a statement or agreed to take no stand, but the lawyers and DA did some sneaky shit and he fell for it. Which I guess he's trying to imply that
he didn't know he
didn't know he was being recorded when he said all that shit. So Yeah, apparently he threw some shots at Lil Durk and Lil Baby as well. So yeah, he's not taking it lying down, man. I thought he would just pivot in or just act like nothing happened, or I don't know what he was gonna do, but he's facing it head on, it seems like. And there's a video out as well. And look, I'll be honest, man. I've seen a lot of support from the fans for Gunna. It really just seems like the rap industry has an issue with him. But
Yeah,
I feel like the fans, people who enjoy the music, don't give a shit.
yeah,
So now I'm starting to think like maybe it's not really over for Gunna. Maybe he won't be able to have the big features like he used to. But as long as he got the fan support, it seems like he might be able to make it through this, man. What do you think?
yeah. I think so too. And that's the one thing we discussed. I want to say a few weeks ago or last week.
Yeah.
I think it's possible that he could have a career, but I just don't think he can get the features with Future, Lil Durk, obviously, and like some of the street features. But if he signed to a label, a big time label, I can see him getting more what's the girl Chloe Bailey features and shit like that. I can see him I can see him still trying to do his thing, but I just don't think he'll get the street rappers. And yeah, man, I don't know what he'll do as far as numbers, but I can still I feel like people will still listen to hell. People was still listening to Kashi 6ix9ine for a little bit when he was fresh out and he dropped songs. I think people were still checking it out, but I don't even think he's Tekashi 6ix9ine type of artist because Tekashi 6ix9ine he would talk shit a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people was just irritated with him, but Gunna ain't even that type of artist where I could say I just want I can't sit here and say I want to see Gunna fail or I want to see somebody whoop his ass, but I was like that with Tekashi 6ix9ine because of just what type of person he was. He was just so damn arrogant. But I can see him still having a career. I can see him still making some songs, and honestly, I could probably see myself still listening to some songs if it's hot.
Yeah, look, like you said with Tekashi, it was different because he did a lot of trolling.
Yeah.
So he looked extra goofy when he got caught and was snitching and all that. But Gunna, for the most part, like, yeah, he had the slime language and stuff in his rhymes, but it wasn't like super. It wasn't like fucking Lil Durk type records, man. It was more of like dripped out fashion, looking good, and
A lot of
fucking,
harmonizing.
yeah, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I feel like, I mean, like I said, his fan base don't seem to give a shit. I mean, there are some people who like Thug who are like, they don't mess with him no more. But for the most part, if you look at the comments under the videos, like he's getting a lot of support, man. I don't think people really care.
Yeah.
And I feel like the industry, once they realize that nobody cares, like in the regular world, I think they'll stop caring too.
Yeah.
Like if there has to be one big artist who jumps out the window and says, you know what, I'm still fucking with Gunna. I don't know who it's gonna be though.
Yeah, because a lot of the artists he was tight with was like, I wouldn't say they were big artists. They're more like street artists.
Yeah.
But I think it would say a lot if he drop a project and the project actually do well numbers wise. Then I can see some couple people like, man, fuck it, let me get on this project. If you want me on here, fuck it, man. He sold 100,000 in the first week or some shit.
Yeah.
So I ain't about to fuck the morals at this point. I need the clout. So I can see that happening. That's if he do numbers as far as sales.
Yeah, we'll have to see, man. And there's also the politics of like, these people involved in gangs and shit. So there might be some people who can't collab no matter what because of gang politics and whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, like, look, people don't care. You know, people are saying, fuck it. If the music is good, we gonna ride with Gunna.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It might not be over for him after all, man. We'll have to see how things shake out and how the music holds up. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's stepping out. Apparently, he was a courtside for the Nuggets and Heat game as well. So yeah, he's back out here, man.
Yeah. I mean, if he do make some good music, he's like I said, he's not a troll. He's not loud and all in your face where he's unlikable. I can see him still having a career. But right now, at this moment, I just obviously the little Dirks ain't gonna work with him. But I just don't think some of the lower tier or mid tier street rappers are going to work with him because of that stench right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, man. But you know, like I said, people don't care, and the music and the numbers are all people care about at the end of the day.
You'll get a Nicki Minaj feature for sure.
I don't know about that.
She did a feature with Tekashi 6ix9ine after.
What was that after he snitched?
I think so.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I know she did a song, but I don't think it was after he got out, was it? I gotta look that up because now I'm wondering.
I thought it was. Because I was thinking like, damn, Nicki don't. I thought it was. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it might be. Okay, that song came out in 2020, and
he got out during the pandemic.
Yeah. Okay, it was probably after then. Yeah, it was after. So, yeah, they did the troll song. That's right. So I mean, yeah, if Nicki could do, I mean, because she got blood ties too. So if she could do a song with Tekashi 6ix9ine, I feel like she could do a song with Gunna easy.
Yeah, and she's a numbers type of gal too. So
yeah,
I think if the money right, I think she'd do it easily.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see who jumps out the window first, but I don't know, man. Are you keeping up with these exciting NBA finals by any chance?
I watched a little bit the first game, and it wasn't even close, man. I thought it was gonna be maybe I thought it was gonna go probably 6 games, 5 or 6 games at most. I was thinking 5, but I thought I think the Heat did a good job, but Denver is the number 1 team, and they got the MVP on their team. I'm calling him the MVP this year.
No, 100. Like, nah, that other shit don't count, man. The whining and politicking your way to the MVP, we don't acknowledge that no more.
Yes.
But the Heat, like, I didn't watch the whole game, but from what I watched, man, it kind of feels like, you know, when a Cinderella team makes it really far in the NCAA tournament, and then they face like a real team and that don't fuck around no more.
Yeah,
that's kind of what this matchup feels like, man. I feel like it's going to be an easy sweep.
Yeah, me too.
Heat might win 1, maybe 2 if they get lucky, but I feel like the NBA probably wants the series over pretty quick too.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's going to be over quick, man. I ain't think it was going to be a sweep because you got Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
but man, Denver is too good, man. Miami was still trying to come back late in the last game, but Denver, man, they just got too many good players, man. And Miami got like 6 undrafted players that's playing for them right now.
Oh, wait, Tyler Hero might come back, man. So hey, he might be back for game 2. I mean, you don't miss the whole playoffs and you're gonna come in the finals. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Yeah, against the number 1 team,
right?
And Jokic was out there looking like he was just toying, man. He looked like just the OG at a rec center that was just playing with nothing but little boys.
Funny, like, he don't be getting no lift on his shots. Like he really like it. It's crazy how he scores, man.
Yeah, he just it seemed like even him running down the floor is just like all in slow motion, man. And then he just pull up just a little.
And nobody can guard him, man. Nobody can guard him, dog. It's insane, man. That's why I'm like, when people gas up this NBA as being like the most athletic, I feel like Jokic wouldn't have it this easy in the 90s, man. If
Oh,
Jokic was going against like prime David Robinson or prime Patrick Ewing or prime Olajuwon or prime Shaq, I feel like it wouldn't be this easy for him, man. But
yeah.
all you got to worry about is soft ass Embiid and
He putting
nobody
him up
else really.
shooting threes, man.
Yeah.
He shooting threes. He taking the ball down court. Like, when have you ever seen that, man?
Yep. He bring it up, man. And he ain't Anthony Davis, who was a top 75 player of all time, couldn't stop him or do anything against him. So
That's wild.
yeah, man.
75, man.
Yeah, the
Over
Dwight
there.
Howard got screwed there, man. 100%.
Yes.
That was some bullshit.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, this finals might be over pretty quick, and I think Denver deserved it, man.
100%.
Jokic, he deserved MVP. I don't even know how he's gonna play for the rest of the games, but he need to win finals MVP.
No, he definitely will if they when they win. Like, cause I think it's a wrap now at this point. But you know how I really knew that this finals matchup wasn't moving no needle. I was watching ESPN. I think it was a Malika Andrews NBA Today show, and I think the leading story was what suspension Ja Morant might get. So Adam Silver made a statement saying that he's going to wait until the end of the NBA Finals to announce the suspension of Ja Morant or the punishment. And he said they have
another reason why it ain't doing nothing.
Yes, they don't want to distract because they know they're going to talk about that all day.
And him saying that still distracted people from
yes. Well, he shouldn't even said anything. But people kept asking about it, so I guess he had to say something. But now that's the story of now what suspension do you think he's going to get? What's going to be too far? What should he get? And that we got the finals going on right now, man. So
yeah,
it's
now niggas like Denver sweep these motherfuckers so we can get the
all right. So
hurry
what we really want to talk about.
Yeah, hurry the fuck up.
Hurry up so Shannon Sharpe can quit and
like dog, we ain't even interested in the fucking NBA draft at this point. We know who going number one. Like, just I want to know Ja Morant's suspension, and I want to know what's up. I want to see Shannon Sharpe, see where he go.
This is like NBA 2K when your team is out the playoffs. Sim to the end, man. Yep. Sim to the end. Simulate the end of the finals, and let's go in the next season. Okay. We ain't got to see no more, man. So I guess we'll talk about that as well, too, man. Adam Silver made the statement. He also said that they have additional information about Ja Morant. He didn't specify what that is, but from the implication, it's something bad that they found out. So what do you think the suspension is going to be given these hints?
I think, man, and I have no idea, so I'm just guessing around it, but I could see them trying to put the hammer down and maybe give them half a season. I will be honestly, man, like I got no dog in the fight. I don't really care about Ja Morant like that. But if they give him a year, I will be livid, man. That's like, unless I had to see this additional information they have. Like, did the guy get caught with a gun, or did he body somebody? Like, I had to see more of this information. But if it's a year, I would be livid, man, because he's all over the place. Because first of all, you didn't bring the hammer down the first time. You actually gave him a nice little rub on the wrist, not even a slap. It was a rub of the wrist. And now you want to give him a year? That would be crazy. But I think it would be probably like 40 games or something. Between 30, 40 games.
Yeah, that's what I thought originally. But with him like egging it on and saying the additional information, I feel like at I think at least he's gonna get half the season. I think at most, I think they might say the whole season, and that'll get appealed, and it'll end up being more like half the season anyway. But I think he might just want to send a strong message because look, Ja Morant did play in his face. Okay, he met with him personally, told him how serious it was. He seemed contrite in his apology and whatever, and then like a few weeks later did it again. So, and then the additional information, I don't know what it is, but if it's bad, then they can say, look, it's a pattern of behavior. And basically, I think Silver said that he doesn't know what it would take for Ja Morant to change.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't know. So that leads me to believe it's going to be like a season and it might get appealed and it won't be that bad. But he might just be like, look, I don't know how to change him, unless I do something really serious.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah. And I know we was joking around with the NBA want to wait because it's going to take away from the finals. But honestly, I think that would be true if he did get a whole year. Because if he got a whole year, people ain't gonna give a shit about this finals. People probably won't give a shit anyway. But that will be the number one story. Like during the finals, they'll probably be talking about it during halftime. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't be talking about the game like that. It will be Ja Morant suspended for a whole year. And ESPN gonna have these think pieces and debate.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna bring on JJ Redick. They're gonna bring on Kendrick Perkins and all that shit.
Yeah.
Mad Dog Russo probably gonna make it. And they're gonna have a little first take going on. So I can see it being a year, especially knowing how Adam Silver rather wait until the finals is over to bring it. So it could be something like that. It kind of remind me of the whole Deshaun Watson suspension, how they was kind of egging it on a little bit, and they knew this was I guess remember Sue Robinson, the whole judge shit, and remember he originally got like 4 games or something. I think was it 4 games? I think it was like 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
And the NFL knew what it was. They knew what it was going to be, so they was just kind of like preparing for it, and they knew it was going to be a bit blowback. So it seemed like it's going to be something like this that's going to take the headlines. So that's why he probably like, you know what, let's just wait till after the finals, and that way we could get all the blowback after the finals. Because this is whatever the decision going to take over the headlines.
100%, man. And something like that, honestly, is like unprecedented in NBA history, to my knowledge. I don't think anybody has been suspended for a whole season who didn't commit a crime, unless you're one of those conspiracy theorists who believe that Michael Jordan was suspended for 2 years for gambling.
Yeah, I think the closest thing was the Kyrie Irving shit.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a year. That was like a bizarre type of suspension too, because it was like he suspended until further notice.
Yeah.
Well, it was like 8 games, I think. I think it was like somewhere around there, but then he had to like meet with some people. It was so
he had to write the checklist of apology shit he had to do. And it's like, and I think the pressure from the NBA Players Union is what made him come back sooner, I think, because they're like, wait, you can't do this, man. There's no precedent for making him do this checklist bullshit before he comes back.
Yeah. So, and you making him donate. Mm-hmm. After he tried to donate before and they refused.
And they said no.
So now you had to walk that back and take the money. Now you're asking for the money now.
Yeah.
That shit was ridiculous, man.
It really was, man. And it's like, say what you want about Kyrie. You could say he shouldn't have tweeted out some shit that he didn't know what was all in it or if it was accurate. But it's like, man, that whole thing was ridiculous.
Just suspend me, man. Suspend me for 20 games.
Yeah.
Like suspend him for a year at that point and just keep it moving. Like, don't sit here and talk about he needed to apologize and the apology wasn't sincere enough.
He has to make us believe he's sorry. Like, fuck?
Just kick me out the league at this point. Like, don't make me
Now they sent him to Dallas as punishment. So that was his suspension going to Dallas for half a season.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. So I guess we'll keep it with sports media. How do you feel about Shannon Sharpe, who we talked about a conspiracy theory Well, I did. I'm not going to put that on you, but he talked about a conspiracy theory about Shannon Sharpe and his stylist, and now Shannon Sharpe apparently is going to leave undisputed sometime after the NBA Finals. We don't know where he's going to be, where he'll end up, if he's just a free agent who's just going to keep doing his podcast or whatever. I don't know. But it has been basically leaked that he will be leaving the show soon. And he has not confirmed or denied it publicly, which means it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's a silent confirmation, because if it was not true, he would have said it on the show, and he didn't even mention it. So yeah, he's gone. What do you think about this? And what do you think is going to happen to Skip Bayless? And where do you think Shannon Sharpe ends up, Figgy?
I was, to me, the timing was kind of interesting, because remember, it was just last week we was talking about him and Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
And how he's calling him a company man and thick tongue and all this other stuff. I think that timing was interesting, because my conspiracy mind kind of got to going a little bit and was wondering if that actually played a part in it. But I don't think it. I just thought about that, but I don't think it really played a part. I really think Shannon and Skip didn't like each other anymore. I think they probably hated each other, and it got to a point where I guess they came to an agreement to just chill out. Like I go my separate way. But I seen on, I guess, the Stephen A. Smith show. I don't know if it's like a radio show. I think it might be
like a
like
podcast, I think. Yeah.
something like that. But he was actually open to bringing Shannon Sharpe on, I want to say, and working with him again. So I think that would be interesting. I could see Shannon Sharpe going to ESPN, because he was working with ESPN a little bit, and ironically, that's how he ended up getting the show with Skip over at FS1, because I think he filled in for Stephen A. one time, and them two actually did the show together. I guess it was like an unofficial mock show of their show they was going to do at FS1. And then months later, they went to FS1 together. But I could see Stephen A. Smith sticking his hand out, trying to get Shannon Sharpe over there so he could be. I don't think Stephen A. would do the one-on-one guest again like he did with Max Kellerman, but
Yeah.
I could see him being a first take guy and being all over the place. You know how ESPN is; they will use the hell out of you, and you'll be on everything. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting, man. Yeah, I was just thinking about some of the funny. That show, I ain't really follow that show too much, because I don't really care for Skip Bayless like that. But that show has some legendary moments, man. They had a lot of legendary moments with especially my favorite one is the put your glasses back on.
Oh yeah.
When he was sitting there. See, you always trying to say I'm jealous, Skip. You always trying to
you got a personal attacks. Like his voice was cracking up too, man.
And you could tell, if you hear that clip, you could tell Skip was about to say, "Put your fucking glasses back on." Like, put your glasses back on. And he actually put the glasses back on.
Yeah, man. The show was really good when it started, man. I remember like the fuckery. Shannon Sharpe would come in dressed as LeBron with the LeBron jerseys. He would wear a goat mask for like the entire first segment and some shit like that, just fucking with Skip. But I think after a while, you could tell they just didn't like working with each other, man. The fight seemed more and more like real after a while, and people want to act like, oh, it's just TV, they're just selling it. Nah, man, they're not no fucking Hollywood caliber actors, dog. If they're getting mad like that, they're really getting mad at each other.
Yeah.
So you could tell, and look, Skip, I think, is just I think he wants total control of the show, and he already has it. It's his show. Even Shannon Sharpe admits it. It's Skip's show.
Yeah.
So Shannon kind of has to go with whatever Skip says. If they got to talk about the Cowboys for 2 hours straight, they got to talk about the Cowboys for 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
If they got to talk about the same LeBron shit over and over again, that's what they're gonna do. So I would think Shannon Sharpe probably wants his own show, his own thing where he gets to actually talk about, and maybe something other than sports too. He might go the Michael Strahan route, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's talented. Of course, he's very entertaining, and he'll be okay wherever he goes. I don't know if he goes to ESPN. Like if he went to ESPN, I think Stephen A. Smith said he would bring him in for like a once a week guest. And it's like, and he already got enough of that over there.
Yeah.
So I can't see him going back to just do First Take. I would think he wants his own show. It might be a variety show, or I don't know. But I don't know. We'll have to see where he ends up. Maybe follow his stylist for some clues, man. I don't know. see where they be posted up. But yeah, man. It's end of an era. End of an era. I don't know what happens to Skip at this point. I know FS1 is paying him a lot of money, and I don't think as many people will watch if there's no Shannon Sharpe there with him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think I could see FS1 pretty much trying to do what ESPN do and have like rotating guests.
Yeah.
And just be the Skip Bayless show and Skip and Friends or some type of shit, some shit like that. And I don't know how it's gonna work, but Shannon Sharpe, like that's the only reason I kind of like the show. I told you I ain't really care for Skip Bayless like that.
Yeah.
But he was the only reason I would even look at the show. But yeah, I don't know what FS1 going to eventually do with that. But I gotta play the clip, man.
Oh yeah.
I gotta play the clip.
What you do every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No,
I did what I
never
did.
said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
Think you were.
I'm better than you. I got to see what you do. You take personal shots.
No, I don't take personal shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a
What are
minute.
you talking about?
You would take a personal.
Put your glasses back on.
Can I finish? You're willing to take a personal shot at me to say this man is better than me because I say he's playing bad this year?
Well, because you just
Go ahead.
you disrespect him. It's just so.
So you would
you know what? It's beneath your
You would
dignity.
disrespect me to support him.
No, well, I'll support him over anybody because he's the greatest player who ever
Have
played
at
your game, and it's by
Have at it.
far.
Have at it.
Okay,
Take off,
I'm
bro.
going to have at it because I'm going to have at you.
Skip immediately went back into Skip Bayless mode. I'm gonna have at you.
I'm gonna have at you the little funny ass
God.
transitions.
I don't understand how Shannon Sharpe's voice is deep and gets that
So
high.
what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than
Way
you.
better.
I got to see what you do. You take personal shots.
See, my voice
No,
don't even go
I
that
don't
high,
take-
dog.
Huh?
My voice can't even go that high. I don't understand how he hits that fucking Mariah Carey pitch.
Yeah,
With
it's
his
funny
voice,
because
man.
when I first heard this clip, I'm like, what is that noise? Who said like I had no clue it was him.
It's like when you step on a puppy, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shots, you started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a
What are
minute.
you talking about?
You would take a personal.
Put your glasses back on.
Put your glasses back on.
Did he look over at his stylist right there?
He
You would
might
take a
have.
personal.
Put your glasses back
Hey,
on.
Hollywood, calm me down, man. Come rub my shoulders.
All
This
right,
man
let me
about
take you in
to
the back.
go off.
Let me take you in the back and change your shirt. It's sweating a lot. He probably over there fixing his collar and shit.
Oh yeah, man. So yeah, I don't know who Skip could get. I mean, he has his own podcast. I don't think anybody listens to it. I've seen a few clips and it's like it's
I
very
didn't-
boring.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had a podcast.
He does. It's fucking boring, man. Like Skip needs somebody like a Stephen A. Smith or Shannon Sharpe to feed off of. Somebody who's high energy.
Yeah, he need a loud mouth.
Yeah. And I don't FS1 really don't got nobody like that anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who would possibly go over there because I know Max Kellerman. I don't know how that duo will work, but
No, it will be terrible.
yeah, but I think he's leaving ESPN pretty soon. I think they pushing him out the door because
Could be.
they kicked him off of First Take, and now he doing some whatever show that I don't even know what show they just trying to put him anywhere till his contract expire.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he gonna do after that. Maybe he might go to FS1. I don't know if he gonna do a show with Skip, but he got to go somewhere. And yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. They might bring in Lil Wayne full time. Who knows? I guess they friends, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was, and Skip admitted this. I guess ESPN made an offer for Skip to come back and do the ESPN Plus show with Stephen A. Smith. And FS1 matched the ESPN offer. So Skip said no. But maybe Skip goes around and circles back the block and says, hey, maybe we can make this work again. I don't know, but who knows? I know they got some little bad beef over that whole thing that happened a few weeks ago or months ago with that who made First Take and this and that. So yeah. But I don't know. We'll see where Shannon Sharpe ends up, man. But end of an era. Like, say what you want about debate format shows, man, but they have some comedy gold moments, dog. And that was one of them. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. Put your glasses back on.
You want to take a Skip. I can't even go that high, man. I understand how his voice is like that high. It's wild.
He really was pissed if his voice get that high, man.
Yeah. So we'll see where Shannon Sharpe ends up, man. But oh well. So other things that are going on. Play this clip because I was looking at it for a little bit. I couldn't hear the whole thing. What's going on with Ebro talking about the Taylor Swift getting the Ice Spice feature? Does he have a hot take about this?
Yeah, he got an interesting take on it, and I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool to kind of play on the podcast, but I kind of agree. I kind of see what he's saying, but I kind of disagree with it a little bit because he pretty much saying that Ice Spice didn't need a Taylor Swift feature, and Taylor Swift needed the Ice Spice feature, and I think he kind of got it. I see what he's trying to say. I'm gonna play the clip. But I thought it was a little bit interesting because it kind of got a lot of back and forth a little bit. Let me play this clip.
Ice Spice has her own fan base. Taylor Swift is calling you because she wants to stand next to you. Ice Spice don't need Taylor.
Taylor doesn't need Ice Spice either.
Yes, she does. That's why she called her.
What do you mean?
See, right there, I was a little confused there because
wait, is that old girl from the Complex show with Joe Budd and Academics? What's her name?
Nadeska.
Yeah, I was wondering. Doc, she looks like she's 54. What happened to her?
I don't know, man.
She looked kind of older, like way older.
Yeah,
maybe it's just the short hair. But wow.
Yeah, but
needs
Taylor Swift is calling you because she wants to stand next to you.
That part, we talked about the Taylor Swift situation with the Ice Spice and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. You kind of got me up to date on that. I kind of disagree with that, man. I don't think Taylor Swift was, minding her business and felt like, dang, I need to call Ice Spice because I need a feature for her. I need to get I need some of her juice. I don't think that was the case. I kind of disagree with that. I'm gonna play the whole clip and then we could discuss it.
Ice Spice don't need Taylor.
Taylor doesn't need Ice Spice either.
Yes, she does. That's why she called her.
What do you mean needs Ice Spice?
Because Taylor Swift is getting old out here, y'all.
Are you crazy?
Taylor Swift is getting old. She want to be cool. Taylor Swift ain't cool like that,
What am
bro.
I missing? I mean, maybe she's getting older, and I guess you just get less cool. But
soccer moms love her.
Did
Her
Taylor
fan base
Swift,
is getting older.
Did she not just sell out
For
globally?
sure.
Wasn't there like riots to
For
get her
su-
tickets?
For
People are
sure. All
reselling
that's
for
great.
20.
All that's great, but that don't mean that you're cutting edge like Ice Spice.
I just don't see an upcoming rapper.
Some people
saying
don't have
no.
vision like me.
No, and I
That's
feel you, and
cool.
it might not be
You
an
can't
amazing.
see into the future.
Sir.
I ain't seen them argue
If
like
you can
this.
see in the
I ain't seen them argue like this in a minute. That's why
Ice Spice is
I
not
ain't
ready
saying
for
no
that.
fucking word.
Ice Spice ain't ready for that moment.
Not ready for. Okay, so you're saying because the collaboration wasn't good? Is that the point?
I don't believe Ice Spice has a stage show that's big enough to even stand next to Taylor Swift.
One.
Has never been on a stage that big before.
2,
Doesn't even have an album,
3.
right? And then jumps on a Taylor Swift song. I mean, maybe there's a collab. Maybe Taylor's gonna jump on an Ice Spice song later, and it helps Ice Spice's album, which would be phenomenal. And I hope that's the case. But I still don't think that Ice Spice needs Taylor. Ice Spice has gotten this far doing her thing. That's why Nicki's calling her. These people aren't calling you because you don't matter. They're calling you because you do.
I mean, I feel you, but
listen, I know on the business side, everyone's going to say what you're saying and completely disagree with me.
That's
the
not
Swifties are going to act like they love Ice Spice and all that. I guarantee you none of them are buying an Ice Spice concert ticket.
They're not.
Unless Taylor's going to be there.
They're not.
They're not.
Okay, so you think this was bad for her brand?
I think it was too soon. I don't want to go with bad. I just think it was too soon. I don't think it's going to like.
I'm lost on Ebro's point because on one
contradicting himself a little bit.
On one hand, he's saying that Taylor needs Ice Spice to stay relevant, but then he's saying that it was a bad look for Ice Spice because she wasn't ready for that kind of stage.
Yeah,
I'm kind of confused as to like what point, like if she needed, you would, if Taylor Swift needed an Ice Spice, you would assume that Ice Spice would be bigger than what he's saying.
Yeah,
you know? But he brings up all the points as to why she's wasn't ready for the feature. Look, I think they're ignoring the elephant in the room, which is the controversy, which is really the reason why we talked about this on our last podcast. The reason why this collaboration happened is the controversy.
Yeah,
I don't even know if Ebro knows about that. Maybe he's just playing ignorant.
Yeah, he probably don't. He probably honestly thinks Taylor Swift just hit her up for a feature. Which I think is, I don't want to sit there and say it's ridiculous, but let's call it how it is, man. It was a controversy, and I think she tried to smooth it over a little bit. And I think she probably didn't know. I said this last week. She probably didn't know who she was. She probably checked her out and said, "Dang, she actually popping." Let's smooth this. I don't mind doing the song. I don't mind putting her on a remix, or let's try to smooth it over this way. Let's cater to her a little bit, because her fans are obviously mad at my boyfriend and probably coming at me too. So let's collab. Let's do something together. People always do that. Whenever it's some type of problem with each other, they come together and do a song. Like a Brandy and Monica or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been something like that. But the part, like, I understand what Ebro said at the end as far as like she don't have an album out. She never been on that big stage. It's too early. I kind of understand that point, but still, man, it's still a good look to me. Like, not having an album, like maybe she could get her on her album whenever she do drop an album or something. But it might be too early, but it's not too early enough where I have to turn it down. Like, you still hop on that song. It don't matter, man. Like, I don't look at it as a bad thing that it's too early. So what? But I think he was totally wrong with the Taylor need her. Like, I think that was totally wrong. Taylor is doing just fine. She's probably she out here she's old and washed or whatever he said. That's ridiculous, man. I think, and I said it last week, Taylor is one of the biggest artists out right now, man. I think it's probably a hot take, but I think she's a bigger artist right now at this moment than Beyonce. Like, right now at this moment, the way she's moving and the way it's hard to get tickets and the whole Ticketmaster shit that was going on, I think right now she's number one. So I just don't understand the whole she's washed or she's getting old. Now I feel like she's picking up more steam than she ever picked up. So I don't get that part.
This is kind of the issue. I've been thinking about this lately, how even though we kind of we are all in the same world, we live in the same cities and all this stuff. I feel like we're less connected than ever as to what other cultures and people are doing. Like there was a point when no matter what color you were, you came home, you watched BET and you watched TRL, and you was going to see some pop shit that you might not care for, but you was going to see it because it was everywhere. Okay. Yeah. You was going to see NSYNC whether you like boy bands or not. And now it's like, if you're in the hip hop culture and you're black and you hang around black people, and you're not going to know nothing about no Taylor Swift shit, man. Yeah. But all the other millions of white people are going to know all about that shit. And for example, like Joanna's not white, but she's a Taylor Swift fan. She didn't know who Ice Spice was. And Joanna's not old. Like she's our age, man. Yeah. She didn't know who Ice Spice was. And I thought that was crazy. But now I think about it, like I can understand how somebody in her world would never have heard of an Ice Spice.
Yeah.
So like, I think in Ebro's world, he sees Taylor Swift as somebody who's getting older and struggling to stay relevant. When you talk to like any white person or people who know of Taylor, they would say, no, she's still the biggest thing out here for us.
Yeah.
That would be like saying Michael Jackson was getting washed in the 90s when he was like the biggest he had ever been at that point. So yeah, I just think look, he's in hip hop culture and we are too. So like you hadn't even heard of that whole Taylor Swift controversy, and that shit was everywhere, man.
Yeah, but I haven't heard of it yet.
There's a lot of people who hadn't heard. I bet you Ebro didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's supposed to be tapped into this culture shit. So look, it's people are just in their own bubble, man. And we don't realize what's going on in other cultures and other spaces in music. And it's just how it is now. But yeah, so I would disagree on the whole Taylor Swift needs Ice Spice, because look, a lot of Ice Spice Taylor Swift fans are not. They don't know who Ice Spice is, and I don't think any Ice Spice fans are going to become Taylor Swift fans because she was on a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah,
so they can make completely different songs and styles of music, and I don't think their audiences will mix.
Yeah,
but people did appreciate the collaboration for whatever it's worth. So I don't know.
Yeah, and then also I don't think Taylor Swift, I don't think she's in a space right now where she's thinking to herself that she needs to get the hip hop fans.
Yeah.
And like that. I just don't think she's in that space. She would have been, I mean, she actually had a song with a feature with Kendrick. So I don't know if that was her moment where let me try to switch over and get some of them fans. I don't know if it worked or not, but I don't think she's in that space where she's trying to still get more fans, if that makes sense. I think she's in a good place where I think her merch is going crazy, because when she performed here at NRG, I live right by NRG Stadium, and people were already lining up for merch, and it was like 9 a.m, and it was like traffic and everything going on. So I think she's doing fine. I don't think she's trying to. I think if she wanted to really collab with somebody huge, I think it would be somebody huge. No disrespect to Ice Spice, but it would be somebody like a Beyonce or somebody in that realm. I don't think she's in that.
Like a SZA maybe, or somebody like that. She was trying to stay relevant.
Yeah, I don't think she's in the market to try to bring somebody up. And I just think if that situation we talked about last week didn't happen, I don't think we'd be talking about this. I don't think we'd be talking about Ice Spice on the Taylor Swift song.
No, I agree. But interesting take. I think it's kind of off base, but that's I didn't realize they had a show together. But that's
Yeah, that looked like an Apple show too.
Yeah.
So, Apple, what's up? We could,
I know. We need the bag too, man. Look, we can debate.
Yeah, we could do the same shit.
Yep. Bring Jasmine over here and argue all day. Derek Strap on Facebook says D-Hop coming to town. Man, I hope not. Like, do we really want? Huh?
You not down with D-Hop?
Do we want DeAndre Hopkins back, man? What's he gonna do with a young CJ Stroud, dog? He gonna get mad that CJ Stroud's a rookie and can't get him the ball all the time. Like, well, if I was DeAndre Hopkins, I would not want to come back to the Texans in their state they're in right now. Let's be real, man.
Yeah, I think that would be the smart move for his career because he's 31 years old.
Yeah.
He's probably trying to get a championship or at least play for one. So I would guess he's over because his whole career he played with a young quarterback. Even when he went to Arizona, he played with Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So I would think he would want to play for a contender and an established quarterback. But if he wanted to come to Houston and he was down for the rebuild, down for the struggle with a rookie quarterback, I wouldn't be mad at it, but I would have to see what the contract looking like, man. If he's down for a 1-year deal or something, a prove it type of deal, I would be down with. I would bring him in, but I also won't cry if he don't sign with the Houston Texans. If he decide to go somewhere else, oh well. But I wouldn't make it like a big fucking deal that we got to get him here or else.
Yeah, man. It's funny how everybody leave. Well, to be fair, DeAndre Hopkins was traded. He didn't leave voluntarily, but everybody talks shit and then wants to come back. James Harden said it was just not working here. What was the word he used? I forget the word he used, but he said it's just not going to work. And now he wants to come back reportedly. So release is open to coming back. So yeah man.
Maybe Clown.
H.
Yeah, Clowney said the same thing pretty much. Well, he got traded too. I don't think he wanted to leave, but but he is entertaining the possibility that he'd be cool with coming back. So
I think people just like the city, man. I think that's a lot of what it has to do with it. People just like the city.
People want to live in Houston.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. And honestly, like DeAndre Hopkins still have a place in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they wouldn't mind coming back, especially like a James Harden. He know he ain't gonna win nothing here. So at this point, I think he just want to be comfortable and be in the city.
Oh yeah.
So that's all it is.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I don't care, man. I'm not really looking forward to that reunion. If it happens, if it works, it happens, cool. But I'm not saying please come back, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I would be a little excited if he did decide to come back. I'd be like, oh shit, I can't wait to go to training camp and hear DeAndre Hopkins. But I think the real question is if he did sign back, I wonder because Davis Mills is wearing number 10. So I wonder what they would do. Like, will he have to get another number? Or would they make Mills give up number 10 or something? I don't think they'd make Mills give up number 10.
I mean, will Mills even be with this team much longer, man? I feel like
if he signed, I don't know. But see, if DeAndre Hopkins signed today, Mills is on the team. He ain't going nowhere right now. So maybe in preseason or something like that, he'll get cut or traded or something like that. But right now, at this moment, during OTAs and training camp, Mills is number 10.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that person, but I think DeAndre Hopkins, if he did sign here, I would make him get another number. Because like, dog, you had some moments here, but you ain't that damn special where somebody got to come up off a 10 like that. So I'm like, dog, you gotta get something else, man. Get number 11 or something.
Yeah, he would have to change the number, but I don't think that would be a big deal. I mean, if he's willing to come back to this team, then
yeah, like you ain't the man like that.
Mm-hmm. You ain't got it like that, man.
Yeah.
Other things that happened this week, we got to bring this up again because there are some more rumors talking about it. So for the millionth fucking time, what is going on with Jamie Foxx, man?
I thought we was done with this conversation.
Me too. I thought he was healthy playing pickleball. Okay. Yeah. According to his daughter, they announced they're having a son-daughter show, some game show or some shit. And now apparently there are reports that Jamie Foxx is at least partially blind and paralyzed. And there's also a conspiracy theory. This is posted on MSN, by the way. I don't know how MSN
Who
like
the fuck is
posted
running
this.
MSN?
Right? I don't, dog. I thought MSN was like a real some kind of news place, but I guess you could post anything there.
Yeah.
Because a man named Bagat, I can't even pronounce his name, is Indian. He said he put out an article saying that Jamie Foxx was left paralyzed and blind as an effect of the COVID-19 vaccine. And the vaccine made him get a blood clot, which caused a stroke, which made him partially blind and paralyzed.
Damn.
Now, if the story was just that Jamie Foxx is partially blind and paralyzed, I might have believed that. But there's no way anybody, like the diagnosis would be this happened because of the vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay? No doctor would come out and say, you know what? The vaccine did this to you. So where is this coming from, man? Like, and now there's rumors all over again. I have not seen anything denied. I don't know what's going on now, man. Like, what's really happening? I'm sick of entertaining this shit. I'm sick of the conspiracy theories. We just need Jamie Foxx to make a fucking video, man, at this point.
Yeah, just come out, make a public appearance and say, yo, I'm good.
Yes.
Please chill out. I'm good.
If he's out the hospital, because apparently there was they found his family at some kind of a rehab center for strokes or something, and so it's all the rumors have not stopped, man. I thought it was over with. I thought he was okay. They announced a fucking show, and now it's like the secrecy is back, the conspiracy theories are back, and I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah. Do you think there's something really up with Jamie Foxx? Because I know stuff can get out there and twisted and all that, but do you think they're actually trying to cover something up?
At this point, man, like it's
I
been
know
2
people
months.
I know people can't be that bored just making up shit like this. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but people can't be that bored just digging into shit and making up whole stories about one person like this.
I mean, you can't put it past people looking for clout, but look, it's been like 2 months now, man. And I had a conspiracy theory that he might have been in some kind of drug rehab because he had an episode, but like I went off of the daughter saying that he was fine and playing sports.
Yeah.
But if that's not the case, then I don't know what's going on, man. HRW on Twitch, what's up? He says, I hope he's just trolling us. This is long for a troll job, man.
Yeah.
This is going on a little too long for
He's
trolling.
not a troll type of guy either.
Yeah.
And
like I said, I don't know. Look, we just want to know what happened. Okay. You can say that the family don't owe us an explanation. And to be fair, they don't. But they're being so vague about everything. And his daughter is saying stuff, and then we don't hear anything else. So if he is really if he really suffered some kind of debilitating condition, just say we'll understand. We'll be prayers up, thoughts and prayers and all that. We will feel bad for him, of course, but there will be some. We'll just know. Yeah. But the vague messages, the saying, "Oh, this story is a lie," but you're not saying what happened. Yeah. So that's what's really making people speculate. Because, if you just said, hey, this is what happened, stop the bullshit speculation, he's fine. But it's just everything is like shrouded in secrecy, man. Yeah. And that's what's annoying about it.
Yeah. And like I said, the sister came out and said he playing pickleball, he good. My thing, like when rumors start circulating like this and it's getting out of control, at that point, I would be like, hey, let's do something to make sure the fans are good. Because at this point, I don't give a damn about the rumors, but people are actually worried. People kind of curious what's going on, like to see if he's okay. And the rumors not helping, but we legit want to know, is he good? So at that point, I would be like, Dad, let's do a little cool video or something. hell, you could get it produced, you could get a camera person and make a nice little produced video showing that he's good and he's having fun and he can't wait to get back to his new show and all this other stuff. That will kill everything. But they're not doing that. So it's really a witch hunt. It's the wild, wild west right now.
Yeah, it is, man. HRW on Twitch says he's doing a voice in an upcoming Strays movie. If he doesn't appear in any promos or talk shows, then something is up. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, look, if you can say the family wants privacy, I understand that. But the conflicting reports, the denying some things and then staying silent on other things, it's just say what happened, man. If he suffered brain damage, it's going to get out eventually, okay? If something bad happened, we're going to know soon. Yeah. So just get in front of it, man. Just say, hey, we're dealing with it. He's rehabbing, but this is what happened, and he's not going to be in any shape to make any statements anytime soon.
Yeah, or
you can leave it at that.
Or my thing is, what was the purpose of saying he's playing pickleball? He's fine.
Yes.
So if honestly, he could be in bad shape where it won't make sense for him to make a statement. If that's the case, don't even say anything, man. Just say keep praying or something like that. Don't say he's fine. He's playing pickleball. He's been out for months or whatever the case may be. Don't say that, because you saying that is cool, but people still want to hear it from him. People still want to see if he's okay or not.
And if weeks go by and we still ain't heard shit, people gonna start speculating again and say, wait, are we really telling the truth when you said he's all good? Because we still haven't heard nothing else, and it's been like a month.
Yeah. So I don't know. They probably made a mistake saying he's good. He's playing pickleball. Yeah. Unless he really was, I don't know, but I probably would have just stayed away from that until he's actually good to come out on his own and say something.
I agree. And maybe, like, and this is my new conspiracy, I got to revise. See, the thing about conspiracy, you could always change them if they end up being wrong. My new conspiracy is, I think he has some business deals and appearances and stuff lined up where they don't want to say that he can't do it. So I think they might be trying to buy some time and get him to recover to a point and see if he can recover to where he can make those appearances and those business deals won't get canceled. Because if he's in a state where he just can't appear publicly or do anything, then the show's off, then all this stuff is off, and that's money lost. So that's my opinion now. That's my conspiracy theory now. But like I said, I don't know. They might just want privacy and just don't want anything out there. But it don't have to be all this mixed messaging, man. That's my only thing. What's up, Pablo, on Facebook, man? We see you out there. What's going on, Pablo? Yeah. So yeah, we still don't know what's going on with Jamie Foxx, man. Months and weeks later.
Yeah, just I guess prayers to him, man.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yep.
I saw this apparently a DC Young Fly's wife, Miss Jackie O, who is, I believe, in her 20s.
I think she might have been like 31 somewhere.
Yeah, very young. Had passed away during cosmetic surgery, which is just sad, man. Like, I thought we were finally getting past the BBL and liposuction era. I thought it was becoming less and less cool to do. A lot of people who did it were speaking out against it and saying they wish they didn't do it. But it seems like everybody's still getting it, man.
Yeah,
and it's really unfortunate.
It's still popular right now.
Yeah,
it's still popular. But prayers to him, and that's sad. I can't even imagine going through that, man. Because this ain't like a health, like, hey, we gotta get this surgery for your health to save your life, and you don't make it. This is more of a, hey, let me make myself look better. Let me do this for me. And you don't come home is so unfortunate, man. I can't imagine going through that, man. Because we still in a place where that type of surgery is normal. Like we don't look at it like it's major surgery, but we look at it as normal. You got some girls saying, "Hey, I'm going to Miami to get some work done." It's a normal conversation. It's nothing. We don't look at it as serious as it is now, and it's sad. And I think what's crazy is, man, like because of course you see this on Twitter, you see it on social media, the conversations popping up. You see a lot of guys saying, "Ladies, stop doing this. Like, love your natural bodies and all this other stuff." And then, of course, you got the ladies saying, "We doing this for y'all." And now, this is what happened because y'all don't accept us for who we are and all this other stuff. And I don't know, it's really sad, man. I just hate even seeing those type of arguments. And like it's a lose-lose situation because even not talking about the deaths that happen, you see a lot of women doing it saying, "I'm getting this for me. I'm not getting this for y'all. And I'm not getting this for no man." But then when a death like this happens, it's like, yeah, y'all like the women with the big butts. Y'all like the women that look like this. And I think it's really sad, man. It's because I feel like a normal guy don't care. Like I don't care. I would never tell my wife that she needs to get some work done or anything like that. I don't care. Like she can stay fat forever. I don't want her to. I want her to get healthy and stuff, but she can stay big forever, man. I'd rather her stay how she is now than to get some work done, a lipo and all that stuff. And I don't know. It's just a sad situation, man. It could be deeper than that, man. It could be a thing where women don't feel confident and they feel like they have to get that. Where when push comes to shove, I feel like they don't. But it's so sad, man. It's a sad situation.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it's really not like the average man does not care about a BBL or want their girl to get plastic surgery necessarily. But here's the problem, man. When we're on Instagram, what kind of accounts are we following? What kind of posts are we liking?
Yeah.
They're the ones with the big booty BBLs in bathing suits, doing yoga and stretching and exercising and doing squats. Like that's what gets the most likes and attention on social media. And that's really what women want, okay? They don't want necessarily dudes walking up to them in the street and approaching them. They want social media clout. And they want to get a poppin' OnlyFans. Like they want these things. They want money and influence from their body on social media. And we give it to them. For example, like you said, we say women don't do that. You don't need to do that. But then when SZA posts a pic of her ass, everybody's like, which is obvious. She's admitted it's a BBL. It's obviously a BBL. And everybody's in the comments like, damn, she look good. Damn, SZA, damn. So we're really hypocrites too, because we're gassing this shit up as well. And we're part to blame, man, because we gassed this shit up. SZA did not need that surgery, man. She was beautiful as she was. She did not need a fake ass. But now she got one and wants to show it off. We like it.
Yeah.
So it's a mess, man. It's really unfortunate that people feel like they have to alter their body or fight aging. We're supposed to get old, man. Our body's supposed to change. You can't stay young forever. Okay. And it's just sad to see that people just can't, like, they always want to chase the clout. Like, I don't know what his wife was doing or if she was into that, but look, she didn't need to do that. And people who get BBLs and plastic surgery, 9 times out of 10 don't need it. So very sad, but
and they all go back to social media, man.
Yeah,
because like I said, I never told a girl that she need to get some work done in person. Like it all goes back to what we like on Instagram. We like a girl with a big ass, but in person, I never said, "Dang, this girl look good. Like, let me get your butt done, or let me get your your boobs done. Let me snatch your weight. Like never said that, or I never knew anyone that said anything like that. Maybe in the rapper world, maybe they do that. I don't know. They say it in songs. Maybe they do it, but like in real life, I never heard nobody say that. Like, let me get some work done for you. And it's sad, man.
It's like, dog, I'm serious when I say every woman who I've asked if they would get a BBL, all of them have said yes. All of them, even one with like little already good looking booties, are like, yes, I would get plastic surgery. Yes, I would get a BBL. And I'm like, this is not men telling them they need this, but they just want to feel better about themselves. And HRW says women don't realize men aren't that picky in real life. I think they do, man. Okay. I think they realize men will fuck anything. Okay. But women still want to look good. They want, like I said, it's Instagram pressure, it's social media pressure, and it's them wanting to look like what they see on the internet, not realizing that there's setbacks and drawbacks, and you don't need to do all that. But it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't wait till this trend kind of die down, man. And I mean, salute to the girls who want to get this and got it and look good and all that stuff. Like, I don't have a problem with it, but like, I just hate the whole peer pressure thing, or the whole I want to look like this person. So that would get me more attention. It's just like, you don't have to do that, man. Like, a lot of guys, I see a lot of guys with women that don't look like they got a BBL at all, and they love them the same as if they did. So I just can't wait till we get to a place like that, but I don't think we will, man.
Yeah, I don't see it happening, man. I can't think of a time in my life when like a fat ass was not popular. Okay. So I don't see it going in reverse. I think I will say I think the celebrities will back off it. I think they already are. But as far as like the hood models and people on IG, like people are still going to keep gassing that stuff up. And that's going to be the most popular accounts on Instagram. So you know what it is.
I definitely think the grade A celebrities like the Kim K's and the Cardis and stuff like that. I think Black China took all her shit out. She took everything.
She's like a born again Christian now or something, man.
She was all covered up and all that shit. It was crazy. But I think those celebrities are going against it. But like I said, the IG models, the one that's making a lot of money off of IG, by the way, because of their BBLs and OnlyFans and stuff like that. Why would they stop? Why would they stop? That will stop their money. They're not Kim K, where they can do something like that.
Exactly.
So it's very unfortunate. But I always think about stuff like this where like now I've been seeing a lot of the I don't know if guys are really doing this, but I see a lot of the surgery to make you taller.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I'm just like, man, are you that I'm a short guy. So yes, I wish God would have made me like 6'4", 6'5" or some shit. But I've never been that pressed to try to get surgery so I could get a few inches taller. It's like I'll be wondering, like, damn, is this really a mental thing where you feel like you gotta, change the way you are as far as like height, like stuff that you can't really change? Like, I understand going to the gym. Like, I think everybody should live a healthy lifestyle, going to the gym and all that stuff. I'm still doing it now. But to try to change your height, try to, change your shape and all that stuff, it's just like, man, that's crazy.
Look, to be 100% fair, I understand people getting height surgery more than people getting BBLs. Okay? Because look, a woman, if she tried hard enough, can make her body look. You can't have like huge breasts or like the biggest ass just by working out, but you can get toned up pretty nicely just by working out. The thing is, most people don't want to work out, man. Okay, they want the quick fix.
Yep.
But no matter what you do in the gym, a man cannot get taller. Okay,
Yeah.
if you're short, you're short. And a lot of women just don't fuck with short guys, man. I like, at least that's what they say. I mean, look, every short guy I know been cuffed up, but a lot of women will say that's one of their standards. I don't want no man shorter than me, or I don't want shit like that. It's unfair, of course, because dudes can't do anything about their height, man. You're just born with it. But there is the discrimination against people who are born shorter, man. So I understand that more. Look, I feel like you should love yourself regardless.
Yeah.
And you look, if you lacking in one area, just make up for it in another. I feel like there's always a way you can overcome anything as a man. But I understand that more than getting a BBL or a tummy tuck, because I feel like that's just kind of laziness. And at least with dudes who are making themselves taller, it's like, look, I can't get taller on my own, man.
If I could work out, I would get tall. I would do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I understand that more. Not saying I support it or agree with it, but I understand that more than the cosmetic surgery of just getting a fatter ass. But that's just me, man.
Yeah, but that surgery just looked so rough because they showed somebody who got it, and it looked like he would never walk again, man.
Yeah, you basically have to break your legs and like let it heal, then break it again and keep doing it over and over again.
I'm like, damn, like if you told me I could get 6'3" to get that surgery, and y'all can make me 6'3", I don't know if I would get it, man. I don't have a problem. So yeah, it sucks sometimes being short. Of course, some girls turned me down because I was short and all this other shit, but I still ain't have a problem getting girls, man. It wasn't the end all be all. I might not get the girl I wanted or the one I wanted in that moment, but I still had some fine ass girls that some other people didn't get. So I don't know. It was never that deep for me to try to be pressured to get taller like that, and especially go through all of that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, man. It looks pretty rough. And it's funny because I read this. So there was like this anime of this guy, like it was a fighting anime, and there was this guy who did that, and I thought it was like fake. It was years ago I read this shit, and it's like this guy made himself taller with limb lengthening surgery. I'm like, what the fuck kind of anime shit is this? And then like years later, I read people actually did this in real life and it works. I'm like, what? So yeah, it's ridiculous, man. I really can't believe people are doing this, but you know, it is what
people doing everything, man.
Yep, getting fake abs for men and fake muscles and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of fake muscles that can't lift shit, dog? Like, wouldn't you think you're gonna get exposed eventually if you got fake muscles and can't lift nothing?
Yeah, you gotta be a lazy piece of shit. Muscles, man.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's crazy, man. Like, look, man, I've been in the gym a lot. I've been on it heavy, and it feel good to actually work out, and you can see some results. Like I can see it in my arms kind of getting tight. Like I can see some results, and it feel good, and it make me watch what I eat too, because I'm doing all this work, I'm putting in all this work, and it made me not want to eat unhealthy. So now, like it mean a lot. It's not just about looking good too; it's about feeling good. And I've been feeling some of the best in a long time, man. So I just don't understand. I get it's hard trying to wake up and get in a routine and work out. It was a bunch of times where I was just like, man, maybe I don't need to be doing this shit. I want to get back to not doing this shit, but it's worth it, man. I just can't take the easy route.
Niggas don't want that shit, man. People want to sip lean and drink all day and still look good. You know, so it is, and eat fucking hot chips and wings all day and sit around and still look good.
Drink soda and all that shit.
Yeah.
Don't drink not an ounce of water.
So everybody just wants the easy way out, man. And it's like, I don't know. It's getting tougher in this society where it's like it's so easy to stay at home and do nothing now. Where before you had to get outside, you at least get some workout, just walking around and shit. Now it's just niggas working from home, people staying at home. You got a studio at home. You ain't got to go. If you're recording, you could just record at your house. So it's like, and people ain't getting no exercise no more, man. Nor do they want to. They don't want that bullshit no more.
Yeah.
So it is. I don't know. Oh yeah, you have any opinion about the Suns hiring Frank Vogel and his coaching carousel we're in? Where somebody get fired 1 month and then hired the next week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, the NBA is musical chairs for the head coaches, man. They just go from one place to the other place to the other place. Sometimes, like, it's weird because, like, when you look at the NFL, a coach can be, there for a minute. As long as he gets to the playoffs, he'd be there for a minute. And sometimes it comes to a place where, like, I think the most a coach ever got hired for other teams was probably like maybe 3 times. Maybe like 3 times, because their run get burnt out real quick. Some coaches, had some years and they got fired and they never came back as a coach. They just never got back to that head coaching level. Some will get a second chance, get fired. That's it. But this ain't like these coaches just get fired and get hired. Fired, hired. They just going all over the map, man. And this is another thing, man. Frank was just in LA and he got fired. I want to say a year or 2 after the championship.
Yeah.
So it's musical chairs, man. I don't understand the Suns firing Monty Williams that quick and then feel like Frank Vogel was the answer. So I don't know, man. I don't get it.
Yeah. The NBA has become like soccer, dog. Soccer be firing people quick. All it takes is one bad season in soccer. And I was talking to my friend, he's a Chelsea fan, and like they fired this coach, even though he won a bunch of games and trophies and championships. It's like they had one bad year and they got rid of him. And I'm like, how can you get, dog? They had one bad year. He's like, you don't understand, man. The team was going downhill. I'm like, dog, look at his win record, man. It's crazy. So the NBA has become like that. Everybody's really like, look, one down year, even if your team makes the playoffs, if the expectation is more and you don't live up to it immediately, you're out, man.
Yeah.
But don't worry, because some other team will immediately hire you.
Yeah,
you'll be okay.
You know what's really crazy? So in 2015, when I think it was the year LeBron came back, and they had a coach by the name of David Blatt.
Yeah, I remember that.
He got hired before anybody knew LeBron was going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So we thinking, it's going to be, kind of a rebuild, Kyrie Irving and all this other stuff. And when LeBron came back, it went from that to championship or bust. So now you got this head coach who's never been an NBA head coach ever. I think he was coaching overseas or some shit or some college. I don't know. So now this dude, I don't want to say he got them to the finals, but he was the head coach when they got to the finals and they lost to the Warriors because of the injuries. That following year, I think they fired him like 10 games in. So it's like, damn, like what? Like, how crazy is that? And I don't think he ever got a head coach job since.
Yeah, man. That was a weird hire to begin with, though. I was like, who the fuck is David Blatt, man? For the Lakers, too. But
yeah,
that was when they were all in on their young core that they immediately gave up on.
Yeah.
LeBron came.
Yeah, they were. What's funny is they were going in that direction of they was trying to find themselves. They was trying to think outside the box a little bit. And they hired David Blatt. And I think that was the year they drafted Andrew Wiggins. Or I think Andrew Wiggins is going to go number 1. And as soon as LeBron put in and said he's coming home or whatever, they're like, oh, we going to play with Andrew Wiggins? It's like,
yeah.
Nope. Nope, we trading that nigga for Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Blew up that team, man.
It's funny because Kyle Kuzma, I saw he tweeted about this because I guess there was a story that the Lakers were interested in keeping their young core together And Kyle Kuzma retweeted that and said, "I heard this before." The Lakers used to be all about their young core of Lonzo and Kyle Kuzma and D'Angelo Russell. All them dudes, they got shipped the fuck out of there, man, pretty quickly. So, much for the young core. HRW says Monty Williams going from Phoenix to depressing Detroit. Yeah, I know.
And what's the crazy part is, I think he like the highest paid coach.
Is he really?
They gave him like $13-14 million, man.
Well, he had to go to Detroit, man. They had to make it enticing a little bit, cause shit.
No, I get that part. I ain't mad at that part, but how crazy is that, man? And I don't think he should have been fired from Phoenix, but damn, bro, like like he making more than Steve Kerr, he making more than Greg Popovich, like by like a healthy amount. I think Steve Kerr. I don't think Steve Kerr making like 10 million. I think he making a little.
Steve Kerr ain't fucking coaching shit, man. Okay, like he don't deserve to make a lot of money. I'm sorry.
I mean, what the hell is Monty Williams coaching in?
Fair enough.
But shit. I mean, if anything, I would have thought Steve Kerr was making at least 10. Well, I want to say he making like 8 or something like that. I think Popovich is making probably like 8 or 9 or 10, somewhere around there. And Monty Williams making 13-14 mil. I'm like, damn.
Steve Kerr got more to say about social justice issues than he does about like plays and schemes and strategies in basketball. Okay,
Draymond Green punching people.
Right, he can't even control his own locker room. Every year there's the locker room. There's a lot of issues going on with the Warriors this year. Like, motherfucker, you the coach. You're supposed to nip that shit in the bud, man.
But,
oh well. Speaking of which, their president resigned this week too.
Yeah.
Was he the GM, the president? Who was he? I can't remember.
He was the GM.
Yeah. So interesting at a time when they got some decisions to make about some players and veterans on the team. I think Klay Thompson and Draymond, they might need to take some pay cuts or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, man. But what if did LeBron end the Warriors dynasty? That's a new question now, I guess. Is it over now? I don't know.
Well, he did beat them this postseason, so
But then this team wasn't that good, man. So I don't give them credit for that. They were gonna lose eventually.
It was time to blow it up, man. Was it Klay Thompson ain't looking that good? They probably need to get rid of him. I don't know what they're gonna do with Draymond. So and by the way, the highest paid coach is Monty Williams at 13.5 mil.
Damn.
Greg Popovich is at 13 mil. Steve Kerr is at 9.5. Eric Spoelstra at 8.5, and Rick Carlisle is at 7.25.
Eric Spoelstra should get paid more, man. I'm sorry, he should get paid more than Steve Kerr.
That's the best coach. That's the best coach in the league right now, man. I don't care what nobody say.
Well, dude who brought around the Kings is pretty good too. I forget his name now. Yeah, Mike Brown. He's up there because he turned that franchise around in one season already. So I don't know. What up, Armchair? We see you on YouTube, man. We're about to wrap up the podcast, man. But appreciate you joining us, man.
Yeah, make sure you check our. We had former Ohio State great.
Yeah.
We had he played for the Texans too. Garyon Conley. We had him on the podcast. Make sure you check that out on YouTube. It's pretty good.
It's a good interview. It's a very good interview. He was open and honest about a lot of things. Talked about the rape case he caught. Talked about playing for the Texans and the weird atmosphere with Jack Easterby and Bill O'Brien and all that shit. It's a good listen. So make sure y'all check out that on the YouTube page and on the podcast and all that stuff. Good interview with
I might have to check that out again. I might have to go back. I hate listening to my voice. I hate my own voice, but I might have to go back and check that interview out.
Yeah, there was some spicy stuff in there, man. But very entertaining guest we had on earlier today. And I think that might wrap this up for this podcast, man. I can't really think of anything else going on. Any movies? Oh, did you see are you gonna see that new Spider-Man?
I don't know. Is this like an animated series?
It's a cartoon, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not that deep in the weeds, man. But
but
might,
it's the Black Spider-Man. You have to support.
yeah, I might
okay?
go see it. I might go see it. Yeah, I
The
think
first one was really good. I'll say that much. The first one was really good. I'm hearing a lot of good things about this one too.
really okay.
Yeah, Dr. Umar is mad though because the Black Spider-Man has a white Spider-Man girlfriend. Dog, he went
That's
out.
the only reason he would be mad.
He was like, not even in the cartoon can we have black love. And he said that like 5 times in a row. Not even in the cartoon can we have black love. And he compared that to Little Mermaid too, of course, where she
had a white man or something.
He was very upset, but it was funny, man. I'm sorry, that Dr. Umar is just funny, dog. He be cracking me up with this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna check out HRW is right. The original Spider-Man, I think it's called what was the first one called? Spider-Man something. I fucking forgot what it's called. But it's the first one with Miles Morales. And this one is a sequel to that. But the first one's really good. Check that out.
Yeah,
And,
you been watching anything on TV?
Man, not really.
You treating it like the music game?
Not like, look, man, like the modern day writing just kind of annoys me, dog. Like when I watched White Men Can't Jump, I was really annoyed, but I also like that's how everything is written for me, man. Like that's how I feel watching everything now. It's very 2023 with the writing and the jokes and the Twitter jokes that are in shows now and shit. It's like, give me a fucking break, man.
I was gonna say, did you watch the show Succession on
I'm gonna have to watch that. Everybody keeps hyping that up, so I have to watch Succession. I'm gonna watch that soon.
Yeah, I'm like 4 episodes in.
It's on HBO, isn't it?
Yeah, HBO Max, or it's now called Max.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like 4 episodes in. So it's okay right now. It's like the thing with this show, I'm so used to the bang bang shoot 'em up type of shows, but this is not that. It kind of remind me a little bit of Billions. It's going slower than Billions. Billions kind of move fast, but it ain't no guns and popping somebody in broad daylight and all this stuff. It's just like white collar crime.
Yeah.
And like shit like that. So I like it so far. It's cool so far. But
yeah,
I guess they pick up eventually. So every time I tell people, oh yeah, I'm on episode 4. Oh, keep watching. It's gonna pick up. Keep watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's gonna turn up. So I'm waiting to see the turn up so far.
Yeah, some shows just you got to stick with it, man. The Wire was kind of like that for me too. Like it takes a while to really get going, but once it gets going, you get hooked. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out because everybody keeps talking about how good it is. So I'm gonna check that shit out, man. But can't really think of anything else coming out, man. Anything movie wise? And did you ever see The Little Mermaid?
Nah, I wasn't a mermaid person. So, it's funny, my wife wasn't even a mermaid person.
Oh, really? I would have figured she would have drugged you to go see it.
Nah, she didn't care about that.
That's good.
I never even watched Little Mermaid, so I ain't know anything about it. Which is funny because you ever grew up with a cartoon and didn't know anything about that cartoon?
Like I didn't know a thing about G.I. Joe is before my time. Plus, we're Jehovah's Witnesses, so we couldn't watch anything like military related or shit like that. So really? I didn't know nothing about
That's part of it. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, military and certain shit. So we couldn't. But even I don't even think G.I. Joe was on TV when I was a kid. Like it was before my time a little bit. So I never knew anything about G.I. Joe. And when they made the new movies, I was like, what the fuck is this? Who are these people supposed to be? Marlon Wayans was in it. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans was in G.I. Joe, the movie. And like, okay. So yeah, G.I. Joe and Transformers were some things I really didn't know anything about when I was a kid.
Yeah, I ain't know. I wasn't keeping up with G.I. Joe at all. I ain't know anything about that. And I ain't know nothing about Little Mermaid. So I forgot what it was. I think it was somebody who was like, oh, so and so. They named the character, and I had no clue who that character was, and they thought I was like crazy. I was just like, man, like I wasn't checking for Little Mermaid.
Well, see, you're lucky. You don't have you did have a sister, but your sister's older.
They older, so they weren't like forcing me. Honestly, like my sister was way older than me, So I kind of grew up as like the only child, if that
Yeah.
makes sense, because my older sister, when I can remember, she was working. She was like 16 at the time, and she was working at like Taco Bell or some shit. So she was kind of like the older sister who spoiled me. And then my other older sister was like 3 years younger than her. So they were teenagers when I was like a toddler. So they were kind of like my unofficial, parents, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So it wasn't like they would pick on me and all that stuff. They would actually spoil me. So, I'm sure you and your sister got a whole bunch of arguments and fights.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No,
I,
me and my
I never really went through that.
yeah, no, we had to go. I had to watch the stuff she wanted to watch. She was older, but only by 2 years. So of course we watched Little Mermaid and all the girly shit. And she had the Barbies and all that stuff. So yeah. And my mom was into that too. So I double had it hard. But I remember we had the Sega Genesis and they had like the Little Mermaid game and they played that all day. I'm like, I want to play Sonic the Hedgehog. What the fuck is this bullshit, man?
Yeah.
So yeah, they were all into that girly shit, but it is what it is. You get used to it after a while. But yeah, I can't think of anything else coming out. So yeah, I'm gonna check out that new Spider-Man probably, even though Dr. Umar will get mad at us for supporting it. But yeah, I think that's about it for the podcast, man. I can't think of anything else we missed this week. That's going on. So, like we said, make sure y'all send some love to ESG on his social media. Let him know y'all we appreciate him and support him and thinking about him because he's going through some shit right now. So yeah, everybody appreciate y'all joining us on this lovely evening. Appreciate you, HRW, Armchair G. Oh shit, we already done?
No. we still rolling. We still rolling.
All right, appreciate everybody who came through. HRW, Derek, Miguel, Robert, all y'all who came through on the podcast listening to us. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And until next time.
Peace.